The live stream. I am Justin at White Pines Homestead. If you guys are watching the video on demand, check out the rest of this video. Go to the timestamp if you want to see anything exciting. And thanks for joining us. I'm just trying to set up in a decent spot here. This seems good enough. We're starting this live stream off with a nice easy chore. We're just going to fill the pig's water. It was getting low, so I dumped it, and now it's time to refresh. I put together this drum. It's just an old water drum with spigots in the bottom. Pigs are noisy right now. They're very excited that I'm here. They know it's water and soon food. Hi, everybody. Hello. Hello, pigs. Ah. Anyway, I hope you guys are having a fantastic day. It is Thursday and beautifully sunny here again. Welcome to the Off-Grid Homestead. I'm just keeping an eye on the pigs. Charlie, welcome back to the chat. How you doing? We just got this live stream started. Thank you for joining. We're just starting by filling the livestock water for the pigs. They're a noisy crowd. This guy's trying to chew on my knee. Oh. So yeah, just starting off by filling their water. Get them some fresh water, and then we'll bring them some food. We got to do Jason as well after we're done with these guys. They are adorable. When I dump their water to put fresh water in it, they like to push on the empty drum and kind of knock it around. So you kind of got to stand and support it a little bit while they're just getting used to it being here. But I think we can be a little more hands-off now that the pigs know what's going on. And Charlie said, sorry, I didn't join last live. I was feeding the chickens. No worries. I think, weren't you there last night? I feel like you were there last night. The one, you might have just caught the thumbnail from last night's and thought it was a new one. There's always a delay when you upload a video. When you do the live stream, the video on demand shows up like a day later. But we're just hanging out with the pigs here for now while we refill their water. If anyone has any questions, feel free to ask. I'm going to show you what the spigots kind of look like. I got to wash some of them off here, but here's how the pig waterer works. Basically, I've got these spigots, drilled holes all the way through. I got about 5 of them around there. And then these spigots go in through there. And when they push on them, let's make sure I'm looking. When you push on them, water comes out. Pretty straightforward, easy design. Does the job. Keeps the pigs happy. We can zoom back out. Then you just kind of got to monitor the area for a hot minute while they're doing this so that no escapees happen. You don't want anyone going out the electric fence while the electric fence is pushed down. We're going to give them a special treat. Let's go grab some. I brought some whey. So whenever you make cheese or yogurt, you end up with what's called whey. It's the milk without the fat. Think about protein powder. That uses the whey. So this is the cheese when you pull out all the fat. Or the milk, I should say. The milk when you pull out all the fat. Super high in protein. Really good for the pigs. Really good for people. But I like to feed the excess to the pigs. You can, it makes really good pancakes and waffles. Garden Fairy, welcome back. And Garden Fairy, I hope you don't mind, but you made it featured into yesterday's thumbnail. For that donation, I made sure to put you in the thumbnail. Oh boy, oh boy. They love the whey. These guys go crazy for some protein. So I just gave them some whey powder. They're going nuts for it. So for those of you guys who don't know where the whey comes from, when you make cheese or yogurt out of milk, the leftover byproduct with none of the fat, when you extract all the fat into curds and cheese, you end up with the protein powder, the whey. So they're drinking the liquid whey right now and they're just going crazy for it. Meanwhile, I'm also filling up their water dish. And guys, if you have any questions, any concerns, any plans for the week, I'm here. Let's hear it. I see 45 of you guys in the chat, but I got 2 people talking. Don't be shy. Feel free to join the conversation. Whether it's to ask about the off-grid property, the 256 acres, the pigs, the goats, the cows, anything, feel free to ask. I'm here to answer. I really enjoy socializing with you guys. And Garden Fairy said, thank you, brother. I want to be your hero. You are my hero. I appreciate you. I appreciate everyone who's joined in the chat. Shout out to Mark O'Connor and Garden Fairy. Freshly Wild for the recent donations. Thank you guys. HVAC says, where are you located? I'm out here in northern Canada. And Kurt O'Connor, is there a lot of money in these types of farming? Not really. So I'm up here in northern Canada. Let me show you guys the pigs while I'm here. Pigs are a good animal. Pigs you can make some money on. Basically with pig breeding, the piglets are worth about 150 bucks a piece, just as piglets. So before you put any money, time, or effort into them, you can get about 150 bucks return on investment off piglets. They have big litters. So the pigs will have 10 to 20 babies each. So you can get a lot of pigs. Not bad, not bad. You can raise them to full size. These guys here are about 200, 220 pounds. At 300 pounds, you can get about $1,000 each for them. Pigs are a decent investment. Cows are worth a lot of money right now. I have a handful. I've got literally 5 cows, but it's a really long return on investment. Right now, where I live up here in northern Canada, heifers, which means if a female cow is born in the spring, by the time the fall comes around and she's about 500 pounds, they're going for like $4,000. That's not bad. However, you have to take a heifer, so you got to pay your $4,000, get a heifer. Then you need to pay another 500 bucks worth of hay to get her through the winter. Then you got to raise her till the summer, breed her, which usually costs you another 500 bucks in boarding to get a bull to breed with her. Then you got to keep her alive for another year. So now you're in it for about 5 grand, maybe a little more, 5,500 before she has her first baby. That first baby is risky. That first baby could not survive. It could kill the mom. The first baby is a scary one because their body has to adjust to such a big baby. And so you could be out your $6,000. If not, after the first one, generally, smooth sailing. And they'll live for 20 years, have babies for 10 of that. But you're like a 4-year return on investment. Because once you have that baby on, year 3, year 2.5, you need to raise it to year 3 before you're ever going to sell it, 3.5. So it's a long return on investment. You're 3.5 to 4 years before you almost break even. It's not till the second cow that you break even. Pigs, you can get your money back on the first pig. And similar numbers to chickens. Yeah, it's hard to make money on a small farm or homestead like I have. I'm going to show you guys JJ. Hi, Jason. Come on over, buddy. I got to talk really gentle for Jason. Jason's my little scaredy cat. Hey, sweetheart. Hi, big guy. I'm going to come bring you some food, okay? I didn't give you any whey. I know I'm mean. Your water's still a quarter, but I'm going to fill it up while I'm here. So this is Jason. This is my boar. This is the guy, my handsome, handsome devil. My all-black pig that I picked out so that I can use him as my breeder. But poor Jason, he doesn't get the company and the snuggles like the other pigs because, he's a boar. But I love you, Jason. I love you. It's okay. I'm going to get you food soon. You're going to get a lot. I'm going to give you lots of food today. And Garden Perrier says, how you getting on your boar? I'm not hopping on him. I had spinal surgery last October. I'm going to show you guys my lovely tramp stamp on my back so you can see what I'm talking about. Can you see that? I had spinal surgery there last year. I'm done doing crazy stuff. That's no longer happening. I need to take it a little more easy. I'm buying more machinery, doing more, less labor, more automated tasks. Things still get a little wild, but I'm not as crazy. I know my son, my oldest son, who's 9, has started doing backflips on the trampoline, and he's finally managed to land them on his feet. And he always tries to encourage me to do it because I used to do backflips for him. And I have to tell him, I'm not doing it. As much as I want to, the ego in me says, I got to show up my kid. My kid wants me to do a backflip. I'm going to go do a backflip. I know that I can't risk the injury. So, we're staying away from that. And just making sure I didn't miss anything. But I hope that answered your question, Kurt O'Connor. That is there a lot of money in farming? It's risky. Not a lot of small farms don't make money. Big commercial farms can make money. It's a numbers game. Basically, when it comes to cattle, 1 in 100 are not viable. So if you're only going to have a handful of cows and you get unlucky and you get that 1% that's just not going to live, that's a big investment that's just gone. So when you have a lot of cows, you can absorb the loss. When you have only a few cows, that loss hurts. I know one of our friends, often if you're going to be breeding cows, you'll only have one bull. And one of our friends who has like 20 cows had one bull, and the bull had taken an injury on the farm, and they were hoping he was going to pull through, but he passed away. So at that point, your bull is no longer allowed to breed with all your cows. You don't have a bull. So now you got to go and spend the $8,000, $9,000, $10,000 on a good proven bull. Otherwise, all your cows are just a money pit because they're all just eating. So if you lose your bull, it's going to cost you some money. Mark O'Connor's in the chat. How's it going, Mark? Is Kurt one of your brood? There was a Kurt O'Connor just in here. Mark is the man, the myth, and the legend. Mark, I hope you don't mind, but I put you in the thumbnail for yesterday's video with that massive donation. So you'll see the thumbnail. You're in there. Mark is our one of our top donors here, our biggest donor. So thank you, Mark. I appreciate that a lot. Deborah says hi. Malocup said hi, and William said hi. We're just talking about the difficulty with raising animals for money. I do it for the lifestyle, the self-sustainability. I will say this, although the cost of raising the animals continues to go up, the interesting thing about the animals, and Sonia, here's another tidbit. It is becoming more worthwhile to raise your own meat, your own animals, while the cost of doing so is getting more expensive to go buy groceries. So we all know the grocery stores are getting crazy on us. The cost of doing just basic groceries. I see my water's overflowing. I'm letting it flow a little bit so that the pigs have some more mud, but soon I got to stop it. And then I'll go fill up Jason's. But yeah, basically as the cost of meat, you know, look at steaks at the grocery store. At least here in Canada, you can go buy just 2 steaks, like for a family dinner for 2 steaks, and it'll be like $60, $70. It's insane. It's insane. So as the cost of groceries go up, the value of having the animals goes up, but the cost of acquiring animals also is going up. And Mark said my second donation got kicked out by YouTube and or credit card. Oh no, my man. Well, I appreciate you regardless. That is amazing. I feel like maybe there's some protections in place so that people can't hack an account and just go ham with spending money that isn't theirs. We're gonna bring the garden hose over to Jason, and we're gonna go give the boar some more water. We're having a lovely night here. Mark, I'm planning to take my wife out for dinner on, I want to say Saturday. So thank you for that. I have to work a lot this weekend, so it's a little bit tricky to make the timing work. Tomorrow I will probably be putting in about I don't know, I'm looking right now, it's looking like a 13, maybe 14 hour day. I just got to travel very, very far to do the job I need to do. And then, ow! Just shocked myself. So yeah, tomorrow is going to be a big day. And then Saturday, I need to travel to a remote north area. And I got to do a rebuild on a piece of equipment. You know what's a bugger? This piece of equipment I got to go work on. It broke about 2 months ago. A month ago, the parts, maybe 5 weeks or 3 weeks ago, the part came in to fix this thing. So I went up to this remote area. I fixed the part. The part that I got out of the box was dead on arrival. Brutal. You go up there, you do a 5-hour job, find out the parts aren't working. So I had to get a new one, and I got to go back. So finally, the new one came in. So going to be a bit of a bugger, but we'll get her done. And Sonia said, how often do you plan on having cow babies? Well, once we're done here, I'll go show you the cows. I've got 5 of them. So now I'm breeding the cows every year. Cows you can breed every year. So their gestation is 9 months. And then most farmers will then 3 months later introduce a bull to them, rebreed them, have the babies a year apart every time. So it's a pretty steady thing. I'm up to 4 female cows and 1 male. The male is a steer. He is being raised. He was born on the homestead. He's being raised for meat. Yeah, the females are all for rebreeding. So any females we get out of our cows, we're gonna keep and just keep growing our stock. And Charlie had said, dang, and Mark O'Connor said, yeah, they sent something. User had said, do you ever have fun? I'm gonna assume that's an inappropriate comment, but honestly, the goats are a great animal. They're a lot like dogs. Actually, I got a goat just free ranging in the property right now over here. Baby goats chilling over there. The goats are a lot like dogs, but less needy. So the way I would explain a goat, a more mischievous, less needy dog. If you think about dogs, like, Lily, come here, Lil. Come here, Lily. She's coming, she's coming. Come on. If you think about dogs, dogs will also chew on all your stuff, get into places you don't want them to get, and just cause general mischief. But dogs love attention. They love the pets. They love the companionship, which is great. Don't get me wrong. That's great. The goats just want to be near you, but they don't really want to be pet. They don't need to be snuggled. They don't really want to come in the house, but they want to be near you. They're like a less needy dog. The goats are fantastic. Can you train goats to not be bad? Yeah, you could definitely train. You can actually house train goats. Goats are really, really smart. When I'm milking them, like if you watched yesterday's video on demand, I was milking them. They're being chaotic and being trouble. However, making sure the water's not overfilling. They can be trouble. However, when I call them by name, they know who's who. They come out one at a time. They respond to their names. So it's all good that way. They're a blast. I just saw Russ P join the chat. We're going to get to that one in 1 second. Mark O'Connor said, a short video on your dinner would be great. Hope to enjoy that. I will at least make a post. If I can't make a video, I'll make a post. I try not to make too many videos in public settings because I still find that a little bit cringe, a little bit ick. I mean, I've got all my 100 acres here, 156 acres. I got privacy, so I like to keep the YouTube stuff more on the private side, but at least a post if nothing else. And another friend said, hi, and Charlie said, I have school the 25th, so I gotta go. Take care, my friend. Sonia said, one calf at a time, and one calf at a time. I think very rarely they can have twins, but it becomes a complicated pregnancy at that point. But more often, one at a time. And Idiot Farmland said, not a single phone in sight, just dogs living in the moment. Except for this phone. We are live streaming from a phone. And Russ P, our very first, I want to say one of our very first supporters on the live stream. Russ P from Toronto. How are you doing, buddy? A long time no see. He says, hi, Justin, long time, my friend. Sorry, haven't been around. Been hospitalized due to cancer spreading to my organs. Well, that got sad, but I really do appreciate seeing you here. And I'm glad you're still kicking around, my man. Thank you for joining us. I really do appreciate you. There's kind of, I don't want to say drama, but there's another influencer in my region right now. He's just someone passing through, and he's not well liked by my local community. So I'm getting texts coming in while we're talking about, just internet drama that doesn't need to exist. It's not anything I need to get in, but people just know that, I'm like some people's, I don't know what I would say, but some people think they can turn to me to help solve their problems. But as long as this guy's not causing any issues, even if he was, it's a problem for the police, not for me. Anyway, on a less weird note, sorry, I'm just getting the comments coming in. Okay, turn the water off. And then Russ said, it's a pleasure being here. Sonia said, how many calves per year with your little herd? So I had one last year, and then next year I'm hoping to have 4. So 4 calves. Any girls we'll keep. Any boys we will eat/sell. And Mark O'Connor said, yeah, don't interrupt the enjoyment of a nice outing. I totally get that. It defeats the purpose of getting away. I will definitely at least make a post so that you know I'm not lying when I say I have a wife. She is around. She is here. She said she might pop out on this live stream. I don't know. All depends what she's feeling up to. Okay, the pigs are looking good. The pigs have their food on. Is your hat backwards? No, my hat is not backwards. That's an oldie but a goodie. And Idiot Farming says, why does the stream look so high quality? You want to know what? This is a tidbit for anyone here who's wanting to live stream from a phone. I had no idea. For a while, my live streams, I got a new phone a while back. This is an iPhone, 16 Pro Max. And the live stream quality actually went down when I got the nicer phone. And I didn't really understand why. There's a setting on the phones that you can use more data to get a better quality stream. For a while, I was just using the default settings, which was set to save data. So my streams were not that nice. And I didn't know why. Anytime I left the Starlink satellite, my stream quality would drop. And I was like, well, my cell tower is just terrible here. So I figured that was all it was. No, it was because I had a setting on my phone. So we're here. It's looking good. I'm glad to hear that you're enjoying the stream. We're gonna go over towards the goats. We got some ducks here. We got some ducks. We do have to put the ducks away. We got to put the goats away, but it's a little bit early. So we're gonna go hang out with the donkey, hang out with the animals, talk about them. If you guys have any questions about anything you see, I'm here, we're chatting, we're having a good time. Chevron said, LOL, give your grandpa his hat pack. Get back in your Tesla. I'm in a truck. I'm in a truck. I actually live off grid. So it'd be really hard to have a Tesla here. It'd be really, really hard. You can hear my generator in the background maybe. But I got some solar panels here. I got the generator. I'm on my 156 acre off-grid property. It'd be really hard to charge a Tesla. It would be a diesel powered Tesla because my generator would be running all the time. Hi goats, hi goats, come on in. You guys wanna come in or are you guys just chilling out here? Okay, gotta open the gate, so give me 1 second and then I will keep on chatting with you guys if I can get in without letting everyone else out. Ah! Okay babies, come on in. Sorry, I'm getting, Evie, you're trouble. Come on in. Nope, okay. I'm trying to get them in, but Evie just snuck out. This is chaos. When you're dealing with goats, you're dealing with pure and utter chaos. Hi, Georgia. Hey, beautiful. Hi. Hello, my girl. This is my donkey. She's a sweetheart. As long as the bugs aren't bugging her, she's a sweetheart. Okay. I'm sorry, but you guys, come on. Okay, you know how we're gonna trick them? We're gonna go get a treat. Do I have a bucket in here? I don't, but maybe I do in the feed shed. But before I go there, let's catch up on the chat while you guys look at this beautiful donkey. Oh boy, knocking the camera over. Okay, so you guys are saying, Mark O'Connor said, you need to design moderators to help you filter some of the repeat redundant questions. There you go, Mark. Mark, your support for this channel. I know we've only known each other now a week, but you've shown that you're a supporter. So there you go. I'm trusting you. Chevron said, because it's some rich dude trying to be country, you're only living off grid because you come from money. Chevron, why are we hating? We're just here having a good time. I will be honest with you. I'm doing okay. I'm trying to save all my money because I have a family of 5 kids, 5 sons, all boys. And so I have a 156 acre off-grid property. I did okay selling some houses, like my houses. Yeah, we're putting the work in. We're grinding. We're working lots. We are putting the work in. But the homestead, all the money is going back into the homestead right now, trying to develop these beautiful animals and all the property and buildings. When I bought this place, it was just a 3-season cabin. Off-grid, it's beautiful. 3-season off-grid cabin. Sold my house in the city, moved out here, and then I had to build everything. There was just the house and the garage. So I know the barn looks rough right now, but this was actually a fun project. It's half roofed, but the barn here, the other side I put my engineered wood siding on most of the way up, have to finish that. The barn I actually removed from another property. It was a tear down on someone's property. And the bottom foot of the barn was fully rotted out. I'll take you inside, I'll show you inside. The bottom foot of the barn was rotten completely out, and it had a floor, and the floor had caved in. So this company, or these people, wanted to hire me to demolish it and remove it. But I looked at the bones of it. I'll show you the bones in a second, and it looked really good. So I was like, can I just take it? So I went, got the permit work, and then instead of just demolishing the building, I cut it into several pieces. So you can see the top here, that was a cut line. So I cut the roof into 3 sections, the walls into several sections, and you'll be able to kind of see in here. The bones of the building are actually pretty dang good. So I had to cut a foot off the bottom. Okay, I know. I'm coming back up. We got a bucket in here. That'll be good for getting you guys some grain. Anyway, the bones were pretty good. So I decided, instead of just tearing it down and hauling it to the landfill, that we would rebuild this building. And yeah, that's my barn right now. I am planning to build a second barn off the sea can there. I hauled a sea can onto the property. And thanks, Mark. I know that guy's being a bit of a twat, but I feel like I can still answer the questions. So the sea can I'm planning to build a second barn off the Secan. I bought a sawmill, so I've been milling my own lumber, and then I plan to build off of that. That will be a much larger barn for the cattle and any future equine, and for wintering my pigs. I do need to winter my pigs there. Up here in northern Canada, it gets down to like minus 45 Fahrenheit, super cold. And so it gets super cold up here, minus 45-ish in the winter. That's too cold for pigs. Pigs won't survive that. So as much as these pigs are heritage pigs, they're meant for the winter. They have hair on them. They're what's called a heritage breed pig, more like a wild boar. They're more boarish. They're still only probably good to minus 20. So I need to build insulated pens with lots of straw, and that will be the home for them. The cows, Sonia was asking about the cows. I'll go over there and show you them in a second, but here they are right now. There's a handful of cows over there, but they have access to all the back fields in the forest. So right now they're just over there. And, sorry, the goats are noisy right now. They all want me to bring them treats, and I think we should do that. And too much fun, chilling, and nice. Hennessy says you need to get building. I know. My skid steer broke down, which I was using for a lot of my building projects. And unfortunately, my skid steer broke down on the road over there. I blew the hydrostatic coupler. So basically the thing that mounts the hydraulic pump to the engine flywheel that spins it over, that sheared off, broke off, the bolt snapped. And so I ordered a replacement. Apparently when they sent me the wrong one, apparently the parts manual lists the wrong one. They ordered me in the wrong one. Now they got to ship it back. I shipped it back today. They got to get me the new one. And then I can rebuild the skid steer. Then I can get building the Secan. I need to lift this end of the Secan up. The Secan's leaning down, so I need to lift it up, get some supports under there. Then I can build a roof on it, and then I can start bridging off of it. So a lot of work, but we're gonna get there. And let's see, what else did I miss? Darlene, how you doing, Darlene? Here's Georgia. I know Georgia's one of your favorite animals on the homestead. Darlene said, we love you, Justin. You will always get people that are not nice. That's okay. Mark O'Connor said, hello, Garden Fairy. Hennessy said, you have about 8 weeks to build. Yes, I know winter is coming. So Sonia said, Canadians really love Lear. Garden Fairy said, hello, Mark. Tim said, Mark. No, it's okay, Tim. That guy was being a twat. That guy had to go. And Farming said, thoughts on a 90s Chevy S10 or a light pickup? I wish they would bring back like the classic Ford Ranger, very low, like just hand crank windows, metal body, get rid of all this plastic, something that you could boogie across the farm. And, if you get stuck in a rut, you can hook onto the tractor and pull her out without doing any damage. There was a funny Reddit post I read a long time ago. Hello, Vanellope. Hello, Vanellope. This is Vanellope. There was a funny Reddit post I read a long time ago that was like things that rich people have ruined. One of them was trucks, and I agree. To buy a truck nowadays, you're looking at like $100,000. For those farmers who just want the farm tough truck, stick shift, just easy to bomb around the farm, something to teach the kids how to drive. It's hard to get. Do you rope your goats? No, I don't rope them. The goats are like my little dogs. They're like pets. I don't need to rope them because I can just pet them and pick them up and hug them, and I don't have to worry about trying to chase them. And Appalachia says, keep it up, brother. Good work. Thank you. Tim has said, I don't know what that means. Garden Fairy. Sorry, Tim, I'm not sure what you're trying to say. And Hennessy said a stick shift. Penelope wants snacks and a beautiful farm. Thank you. If you guys have any questions, any concerns, any plans for the week, I'm here to hear it. We're just out here chilling on the farm with the animals, and hopefully we can teach you guys a thing or two about a thing or two. Let's get them some treats. We're gonna go to the feed shed, grab a whole whack of grain here. Fun fact with the donkeys, you do have to be careful about how much treats you give them. They can get too much weight too fast, and it causes hoof problems. I believe it's called fouling. The fat deposits go towards their feet, and it can give them foot problems. I do have a farrier, so I do my own goat hooves, but for the donkey, I do pay a farrier. He comes down, about every 4 to 6 weeks, and he trims her hooves. So let's grab some. This is my feed shed. So let's just set this down. She knows what's coming. She's starting to off for us. So we're gonna grab some feed. Marble, you're gonna have to try that again. I'm not sure what that middle, you finger smashed a word. Oh yes, oh yes. I've got some grain in this bucket already, so that'll work. What state? We are in the 51st. Welcome to Northern Canada. Is that response too much on the nose? Just got to tighten up the camera. It's a little bit loose. Okay, let's start by giving Georgia some treats uninterrupted for a second. Georgia, I want to give this to you over the fence so that nobody else can get them. Here, you have some treats. And I'm gonna come out. Guys, try not to push me too much while I come out of here. Okay. Got the gate closed. Ah! And let's walk over to some green grass. Let's give them some treats over the green grass. Okay, over here, guys. Make them eat some grass for it. There, and Georgia. Yes, Georgia. Georgia. Okay. Okay, Mimi, get your head out of the bucket. This is for Georgia. Oh boy, Faye. Oh boy, Faye, you're gonna break the tripod. Okay, sorry, I'm gonna catch up with you guys in a second. I'm just trying to get these goats some treats. Here, keep a handful for Georgia. You guys have that, the bucket's empty. Georgia, come up here, Georgia. Right there, there you go, good girl. Good girl. One time I accidentally let her bite my finger. I thought she was gonna bite it off. I forget what I was feeding her. I think it was a carrot or something. And I was holding it out to her. And I was talking to the other animals, not paying attention. She got a hold of my thumb. Oh, I was nervous. I thought she was gonna chomp her. I've learned my mistake and I don't put my fingers individually. I try to hold my hand like a cup because that was risky business. Hey, girl. And okay, let me catch up on anything I missed. I see Mrs. Mika says, yes, I want something like that for my daughter. We had to get a Ford F-150 for her. She is happy with her mint green truck, calls it Booger. And Garden Fairy says, Canada is the last frontier. Rosalinda's in the chat. How you doing, Rosalinda? Welcome back. And Connie says, cool, in Canada, is that in South America near Mexico? No, Canada is the opposite way. And Garden Fairy says, aw. And Darlene says, I love the donkey. Garden Fairy says, it's near the North Pole. Rosalinda says, hi there from Salinas, California. Rosalinda, am I saying that anywhere close to correct? Salinas. So yeah, there's everyone enjoying some grain, having some treats. I've gone through 3 of these tripods. They're super cheap. They're like 15, 20 bucks on Amazon. But the legs are a little bit small. They're plastic. They're fine for if I just set it up and we're talking, but I wish the legs were a little bit longer so that when the animals were around, I was less likely to just send you guys flying, but that's okay. I'm looking around. I think I do want to do one thing while I got you guys here. We're going to walk and talk a little bit because I have a section of fence that the goats have been leaning on. And there's been a couple times where they've actually climbed over and got out. I ran a string of barbed wire across it, which has mostly stopped them. But I don't like the idea of putting barbed wire anywhere really because I hate the stuff. It just encourages you to hurt your animals, but sometimes you gotta stop them from getting out. But to strengthen this fence, I need to put a T-bar here and more twine. So they've decided that that's a weak spot. Once they start climbing on it and pressing on it, it just starts to sag and becomes more tempting for them to climb. And Richard sent a treat. Thank you, Richard. I appreciate the dono. Thank you for the jewels. And Saint Jonito said, I'll trade you 2 horses for your donkey. That depends, man. Since hiding. Hey, Richard, thank you for the hiding emoji. That is quite the gift. The thing with the horses and donkeys, as you probably know, they come in all different values and shapes and sizes. So this girl here, she was on the more expensive side for donkeys. But look at her. She's beautiful. She's beautiful. This girl here is worth around $3,500 to $4,000. You know, in the horsing world, that's a good horse. That's a good horse. Obviously, horses can go for way, way more or way less. Depends whether they're broke or not. Broke meaning, and sending more gifts. Thank you for the high five. Richard, thank you. I appreciate you. I'm seeing all sorts of stuff going on here. So we had 2 hiding gifts and a high five. Well, thank you. And breast protection you can get. So the reason we have her is for the protection aspect. Honestly, we did have one issue one time, but I don't think I'm going to blame her. She's grooming herself. She's a little sweetheart. But basically what happened is in this past winter, we had a lynx. If you guys don't know what a Canadian lynx is, it's worth Googling it. It's like a bobcat with a longer tail. It's a more predatory. Think like a 80-pound cougar. Like it's a smaller cat animal, a wild cat. Canadian lynx, Lynx, a Canadian lynx. The Canadian lynx got in, snuck across the field, like it climbed over the fence, snuck across the field at night, and we heard a commotion coming out of our duck house. And she had gotten up on the roof and come down and got into the duck enclosure. And unfortunately, the lynx had managed to take one duck and gravely injure 8 others before I got in there. And when it came back to pick up another one, I was able to unalive it. I didn't want to. It's a beautiful animal, but it was coming back to kill all of my ducks. And it is, you know, the animals that I hatch from eggs, take care of, feed every day, spend my time with, or a wild predator. So I did have to remove that predator from the property. I was a little bit bummed that my dogs didn't do anything about it. My donkey didn't do anything about it. But it's a jungle cat. It's super stealthy, super quiet. It is what it is. That being said, we've never had an issue since with any other predators. No coyotes, no wolves, no bears, no foxes. We had one weasel get into one of my hatching pens and did take out some of my young chickens. Some, not all, but otherwise we've been very predator lucky. It is dangerous up here. And Mark said, do donkeys protect like llamas? Yes. We have so more so the jacks than the Jills, more the jacks than the females. So the Jennies, I guess I should say. Jacks are boy donkeys. They are much more territorial, much more aggressive. As much as they are a better protector animal, they're more difficult to be around. The female donkeys here are much more sweet and loving, but they can make some noise and they can take out predators. I have a friend who has a male donkey who did successfully remove a fox from the property. So they definitely can be a defense animal. We got her because we wanted another animal that can make some noise. And also, how do you not love this? How do you not love this? What a little sweetheart. When the bugs are going crazy, like in the heat of summer, she gets not very not very happy. Trying to spray her down to keep the bugs off her legs. She just gets mad at you. But right now, while there's no bugs, she's just precious, so precious. And how about a Great Pyrenees? So we have our dog is we had a German Shepherd Husky, but she was old and she eventually passed away. And she was great on the farm. She was actually super, super defensive. She would go out, hunt foxes down. She was a great dog, but she was older and she passed away. Then we got a yellow lab golden retriever. We had her while we had the other dog for a little bit. She was just a puppy. So we have a yellow lab golden retriever. That's Lily. We bred her with an Anatolian Shepherd, which is a livestock guardian dog. And we ended up having 8 puppies. So we rehomed to friends, 7 of them, and kept 1 for ourselves. That will be our livestock guardian dog. A golden retriever yellow lab mixed with Anatolian Shepherd. Beautiful puppies. I'll show you them in a second. And hello, Vanellope, wanting to come up. Vanellope keeps trying to jump in my arms here. Hello, puppy. And Connie said, wow, sorry to hear about your ducks. You got bears? Llamas bite. Yes, up here we have black bears where I am. So we have basically most of your predators. We've got fishers, marten. These are types of weasels, a bunch of different types of weasels. We've got coyotes, we've got wolves, we've got bears, we've got lynx. We do have bobcats. We have cougars as well, though they're really rare. And guys, I'm seeing a lot of people in the chat. If I miss anything you say it again, because I'm gonna circle back. As long as it's something smarter than Martin asking if my dang hat is on backwards. Mostly sent the 4-leaf clover. Thank you for the gold coin, Mostly. Welcome back to the chat. And Joe, St. Joe said, I've got a Great Pyrenees that annihilates any predator on the property. They're a fantastic farm dog. The Great Pyrenees is a fantastic farm dog. So is the Anatolian Shepherd. So I'm hopeful. And Garden Fairy said, aw, and Mr. Vancouver says, hi from Vancouver, Canada. Well, hello, my fellow Canadian. Welcome to Northern Ontario. This is White Pines Homestead. And for all those just joining, I'm Justin, your host. Welcome to our live stream. We try to live stream as often as we can here. We also post a lot of long form videos and shorts. This is my off-grid homestead. So we've got 156 acres. You can see the lake in the back. This is actually a peninsula. That lake goes all the way around my beautiful property. My property stretches far back and all the way around. Beautiful little piece of paradise. We used to live in a city, and then 3 years ago we sold everything and moved out here and just started building and building and building and buying and buying and buying, and welcome to the homestead. Everyone always says to me in the local area, they understand how much work this is. I do run a business, plus we've got the homestead. We're trying to commercialize it a little bit into more of a farm, and it is a busy. Obviously, I enjoy this YouTube community. You guys are the best. Enjoy socializing with you guys. So I also try to do as much YouTube as I can on top of everything else. And it is busy, but it is fantastic. I have 5 sons. The reason I'm not with them right now is they're in bed because tomorrow's a busy day for them. They're going to be traveling to the closest town to go to a fair. So they're going to have a busy time. And Vanden, see, I get this. I know that this is a troll thing. Your hat is on backwards. Your hat is on backwards. Your hat is on backwards. Well, guess what? The tag is in the back. So that's what I'm going with. And beautiful spot. You got a great spot. And we got weasels here on Governor of MD. Yeah, weasels are brutal because they're hard to stop. At least with the bigger animals, you can kind of stop them from getting through the fencing and stuff. But weasels, like through the cattle fencing here, weasels go through no problem. Anything bigger has a bit of a hard time. We got the cows. I think we might migrate over to hang out with some of the cows. What do you guys think? I'm going to leave it to you guys. Let's create a thingy in the thingy. I think if I go like this and create a poll and we go like this, cows, should we go see cows? Should we go to the cows? And we're gonna go done, and I'll give you guys a couple minutes to decide. Should we go to the cows or should we hang out with these guys? Can I make that smaller and move it off to the side? I think so. So we can either go see the cows. Do your cows like to be pet? 2 of them do. 2 of them love to be pet. Let's move that. I don't know how to move this. At least on my end, the pole is right over my face, and I can't seem to shrink it, but that's okay. Sheep, I can go show you the sheep quick. And I subbed to your channel. Thank you, Bill. Let's go see some sheep first. We'll go see the sheep, and then we're gonna go run to the cows. The sheep are just over here. I have 2 sheep. They look very different. One looks like Mary had a little lamb. That sheep, your white fluffy sheep. The other one is an Icelandic sheep, and she looks much more wild. So here is Sally and Polly. Sally is the white one, Polly is the brown one. Hi, Sally. Hi, Polly. They're a little more skittish than just because the goats can be, a little head buddy with them. So they're not as come up to you and pet you, but let's see if Sally wants some head pets. Hey, girl. Hi. You're not gonna get pet right now, are you? Hi, girl. Oh, walking away from me, leaving me feeling unloved. But then we have this beautiful girl saying, I love you. And I'd like to see your puppies. Okay, here's what we're gonna do. The chat has spoken, 22 votes. Most people wanna go see some cows. So we're gonna go see the puppies and the cows. Here's Lily, here's the mama. Lily, you're taking a pee and leaving your babies behind. Okay, I'm sorry, Georgia. I gotta go see the cows and puppies. Let's take a little walk ski. And FW said, your channel has been an inspiration in life. Thank you for keeping it real. Thank you. And Wild and Wavy's in the chat. How's it going, Wild and Wavy? Hope you're doing well. We are just gonna pop over, see the puppies who are just over here. And then they're actually right at the gate to go see the cows. So this works out really well. So let's go there and then sneak around. These are 2 of the puppies. So she had 8, we kept 1. We are farm sitting 1 right now. And Wild and Wavy with the dono. Thank you, Wild and Wavy. I appreciate that. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Adam said, I like to see the cat and puppies. No cats, unfortunately. I am very allergic to cats. I'm actually very allergic to cats and rabbits. Hi, Juniper. Hi, Stella. Stella, Juniper. Hi. Junebug, I'm gonna pick you up. I'm gonna carry you. Oh, you're so big though. Oh, you're so big, my puppy. This is Juniper. This is Juniper. She is a yellow lab mixed with Anatolian Shepherd. Hi, Junebug. Hello. Oh, Lily's coming to say hi. Hi, Lily. Are you a jealous dog? I'm gonna put her down because she's heavy. But here they are. Here they are. The 2 puppies and the mama. Here's the mama. She's a beautiful puppy. Beautiful. And then the 2 pups. Juniper was the most orangey red of the bunch. And so that's why I chose to keep her. And what state are you in? It's beautiful. I'm in northern Canada. And Pink Minecraft Movie said, aw, cute. Wild and Wavy had said, hey, Mark. And Lori said, she is beautiful. I see the Anatolian Shepherd in her. Yeah, they all the puppies got that black nose, that black face of the Anatolian Shepherd. It's really cool. And she is going to be huge. Yes, the puppies, so Anatolian Shepherds are around 120 pounds. Lily here is probably closer to 60 pounds. So I expect them to be around 80 pounds if the maths. And Too Evil says, that's an interesting looking cow. I know, I made a poll and asked if you guys wanted to see cows. And yet here I am with some puppies. Let's go see Cabrini. Cabrini! Let's go see them. Okay, we're gonna go give Gabby and Cabrini some love. We'll give them some pets. Cabrini! Hi, Cabrini. Beautiful sunset out here. We got some sun setting. It's beautiful out here. And Mark O'Connor says, every donation buys great treats for the critters and helps the channel grow. Shout it out to the Lord, Mark. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Yes, guys, if you guys are feeling charitable, feel free to support the channel. Every dollar helps. I appreciate all of you regardless. I appreciate the conversations, and I'm happy that you guys are here. Hello, Cabrini. Hello. Hi, girl. Okay. Hi. Hello. Don't kiss me. Don't kiss me. Her tongue is like sandpaper. When she tries to give you kisses, it does not feel as good as it looks. It's terrible. Hello. 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 Be nice. Be nice, girl. Hey, let me pick off some of these thistles. You got some thistles on your ear. Hello. So this is Cabrini. She is a Jersey cow mixed with mini Jersey. So she's a medium Jersey. I'm gonna stand you guys up so that it's a little more comfortable for me so I don't have to bend over. And I was wondering, it's dark here in Jersey. Yeah, the sun stays up a lot later here in the summer, but in the winter, it's dark super early. It gets dark around 4 p.m. here in December. And Northern Canada is a beautiful state. And Grace, how you doing, Grace? We're chilling here with some of the animals. I've got Cabrini here. This is my dairy cow. She's a sweetheart. She will allow me to give her some pets and some pats. She's a good girl. Get some of these flies off of her, some mosquitoes. So this is Cabrini. She's full of milk. Yes, we milk her every morning, and we get about 10 to 12 liters off of her, which is 2.5 to 3 gallons a day. And Grace said, I love this type of cow. And here's Gabby. This is my Black Angus. Gabby. 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 Hi, Gabby. You got some flies on you? Are you a little irritated right now? Hi, Gabby. This is Gabby. She is a bottle fed. We were given her from a farm because she was going to be a bottle fed. And so we have been taking good care of her. Her baby is actually Spark over there. The white one is her baby. So this is Gabby. And Jersey cows have the best cream content and makes great butter. Yes, we have been making butter with it. It is fantastic. We use all the milk. We make all our own cheese, yogurt, butter, and drinking milk, of course. And then also harness the whey for the animals or for making pancakes or adding to your smoothies. Gabby isn't violent. No, she's a sweetheart. Now, her counterpart, Buddy, was violent. I had a bull who was also bottle fed. I'm going to give you guys some farm wisdom. More people died to cows than sharks and lions combined per year. Cows generally fairly safe. Bulls, not so safe. I had a bottle fed bull. I raised him from a baby, fed him a bottle every single day, and I thought that he was my little buddy, and he was good. Up until about a 1.5 years age, he started getting a little rough with me. And as we went over earlier, back in October, I had spinal surgery. I've had a bad back for a long time. Old hockey injury. Us Canadians, we got to play the hockey. So I got a bad back injury. And every once in a while, my back would completely blow out and I'd be hobbling around the farm. Still have to do the farm chores, but I'd be hobbling. He started getting a little more physical and aggressive as he got closer to 2 years old. And I had a period where my back was really bad. And when he'd start to try to headbutt at me, I couldn't get away. I couldn't shove him, I couldn't push, I couldn't get away. And everyone told me afterwards I should have been smacking him with a shovel. These are my friends, they're my buddies. I try not to do that. So I take care of the animals. I hope that they take care of me. Bulls are a different story. Once Buddy got 2 years old, I had one event when my back wasn't blown out where he chased me around the farm. I was running. I could not get away from him. He wouldn't give up. I jumped up on my deck. He didn't come up. I was good. I got him back in the barn. Everything was fine. Then there was one night my back was blown out, fully blown out back. I've had spinal surgery, so I have a bad back. My back was blown out and the bull started headbutting me and pushing me. And on this particular night, he had pinned me against the barn and I couldn't get away. And then eventually he gave up. I went back in the house. That night, one of my goats gave birth. So I went to the barn, helped the goat give birth, wipe the babies dry, make sure they're eating milk. Everyone was good. I then came out of the barn. My wife was with me behind me. I came out of the barn. He looked at me down the field and just ran right at me. And like I said, my back was blown out. I could barely walk. He hit me so flipping hard. I flew about 5 feet. Thankfully, it was winter. There was snow on the ground. So when I hit the ground, I kind of just slid on the snow. And then I rolled over. When I tried to get up, he ran at me again. He circled again. 2 days later, he ended up in the freezer. My thought at the time, my wife was 8 months pregnant with our 5th child. And I thought while I was lying on the ground, man, if he would have walloped my wife like he just hit me, we could lose the baby. And you don't risk that on a farm. So I'm a little wiser, a little smarter. I don't have a bull anymore. I did eat him. He tasted fantastic. But yeah, I've learned that you have to be careful. When you have a bull, you have to respect the animal. I thought he was my buddy. I wasn't showing him enough respect. I wasn't respecting the fact that he was a 1,700-pound monster. So something to learn. The girls, even the girls, you have to respect them. I spend a lot of time with them. I'm out here every day with them. They're good. They take care of me. I take care of them. But show them some respect. Gabby kicked me one time. Brutal, brutal, brutal. I got behind her. So there was a coyote out in the woods, or a wolf, coyote or wolf. And I had the bright idea to go and calm her down. And so I walked up behind her and I was petting her. And there's a video of this. I got a short of this. I got kicked by my cow. I was petting her and I turned my back to look into the forest and she bucked and kicked me right in the back of the calf. I was live streaming during this. And so I tried to play it off cool. I don't get hurt. I'm a tough guy. So I walked it off, went around the property. At about 10 minutes into the live stream, I realized that my leg was starting to swell and it was getting harder and harder to walk. So I ended the live stream early, went and soaked in the tub and then got some ice and put some ice on it. My leg was so swollen and bruised. It didn't break anything, but it was nasty. They're a strong animal. You need to respect them. So I always tell my kids, don't go behind the cow, don't go behind the donkey. Respect them because they can buck and kick. Be careful of them walking forward because they can push you over. You need to understand that these are 1,000-pound animals, 1,500-pound animals. So yeah, guys, if I missed anything in the chat while I was going on a rant, please let me hear it. Otherwise, Carmen had said, no similarity at all between a wolf and a coyote. No, we have both up here. The wolves are a lot bigger. The coyotes have more of like a fox snout, more of a snout on them. We have lots of coyotes, but we also have wolves. The animal was howling out in the forest. I didn't know what it was. It was probably a coyote, probably. But it had her spooked out. She was freaking out. And Kay Holan said, sounds like praying for your spinal surgery. I have back troubles with my spine also. It gets worse as you age. You were still young. Yeah, so what happened with my spine back in like September, old injury, flared up on me all the time. Back in September, I got to a point where it was just getting worse and worse, and I was trying to fight through it. I was trying peptides. I was working out lots, trying to get past this back injury. And then my disc ruptured between my L4, L5, blew out the side. And when it happened, I wasn't doing anything crazy. I just felt my back squeezing and tightening, and I was like, oh no. And then when it ruptured, I was at a 10 out of 10 pain for about an hour and a half. Like, I was sweating, my face was red, I was clammy everywhere. It was awful, like worst pain ever, 10 out of 10. I was in agony. But after about an hour and a half, all of a sudden the pain just stopped. And then my leg just went dead. I could not use my right leg. My entire right leg went paralyzed. So what had happened is when that disc, the pressure was just squeezing, the muscles were spasming, it squeezed on my lower back, and then it caused the disc to rupture out the side, and then it pinched off the nerve to my right leg and crippled me there. So I ended up having to go see an emergency surgeon, got an emergency MRI, and they ended up going into the back. They cut into my spine, and they pulled out a third of my disc. So I don't know if they always say it. I don't think they should have said it, but they said it was the most material they pulled out of someone's back short of doing a full removal. Now, the good thing, we weren't sure if it was going to save my leg. The reason they had to do the emergency spinal surgery was because with the leg paralyzed like that, if they didn't get that pressure off that nerve, sorry, I got to close the gate. If I didn't get the pressure off the nerve, there was a very real possibility that I could lose the use of that leg forever. And so they cut out the disc, got me some comfort, but I know even like 6 weeks in, it was to a point where my leg would just fall asleep and go dead on me after like 500 yards. Like, I'd go for a short walk across the property and my leg would just fall asleep. So it was really tough. There was quite a while where I was walking with a cane, just trying to get that mobility back. And now for the most part, my leg's good. I don't know if it's just because we're talking about it. My leg's a little numb right now, but for the majority of the time, I'm way better. Now, this being said, we have to feed the pigs. This being said, my back is not out of the woodworks. We removed a third of the disc to save my leg. However, my spine is still weak. So at some point, that's going to come back and haunt me. So I do try to take it a little more careful. And that sounds painful. It wasn't fun. And Donnell, yes. And Wild and Wavy says, hi, Lynn. And Maria says, hi. Yes, let's get some hogs feed. We're going to have to wrestle these goats. Come on, goats. Come on. I think these ones snuck out of the gate. Let's grab a little more grain. We're gonna get these guys out of my way because otherwise they're gonna try to steal the hogs feed, and I don't wanna wrestle with them. So we're gonna go get some hogs feed and feed those piggies. Come on, babies. Come on. Okay, gotta keep Evie in, or Maple in, whoever you are. Hi, goats. Hi. Try not to knock the phone over, guys. You in? Oh, okay. I'll get you guys a treat to convince you guys to come in. Ah! Goats. They knocked the phone over. And Mark O'Connor said, Wild, I usually wait till they get personally insulting. Yeah. So, Mark, so that you're aware of kind of my standards for moderation, I'm okay with some light jabs, some light jests. I'm okay with you're wearing your hat backwards. And what are you, Brokeback Mountain? I'm okay with that stuff. It's fine. What I don't allow in the chat, guys, because I like to... She wants treats. She wants the treats. Well, we're going to get her treats and then we'll talk. Let's get her some treats. The donkey is demanding respect and treats. So we need to give her treats. Hello, I'm going to give you more. I know, the goats took it all. I know. Okay, hey, Evie, out. I'm giving you treats. You're getting some. You're getting some. The goats punched a hole in the fence, and so they're coming in and out that way. Okay, come on, Evie. Evie. Come on, Evie. Come on. Are you guys gonna come? What are you doing? What are you guys doing? I'll give you some. I'll give you some. Okay, but you gotta come into the main fenced yard. You do have to come in here if you want the treats. Okay, come on. No, everyone stay out. You guys. I'm gonna have to, oh, I'm getting gut punched. Oh, okay, I'm getting wrestled. Give me a second. Goats are goats, man. They're chaos. It's all chaos. So let's get you guys over here. Now you guys stop following me. You got some treats. Stop following me. Now we gotta convince these guys to come. Come on, guys. Come on, Evie. Okay, let's set you guys here where you're out of the splash zone. You guys here. Come on, Evie. Come on. Okay, all the way through the fence. All the way in. All the way in, babies. All the way. Come on, I don't want to let anyone else out. Come on. Good. One more. Come on. Come on, baby. Come on. Yep. Come on. Come on. There you go. There you go. A little bit of trick action. And now I need to give the donkey some treats. Okay. Sorry, guys. It's hard to converse while I'm wrestling with all the goats. What I was gonna... Okay, you guys have lots. I've been pouring it all over the ground. There you guys go. Let's get rid of the bucket. There. Okay. We're safe. What I was gonna say for my moderators with the chat, I'm okay with light jests. The only things that I don't allow is anyone trying to use any racist words or slang, any sexualized content, anything like that. Keep it family friendly. We can have a good time. I always expect some trolls. It's been a while, actually. The crowd has been super mature and super nice. Okay, we are back and able to read for a second. So before we go get the pig's feed, let's catch up with you guys. D. Ryan says, hat is on backwards. And you guys, even if I flip it around, you guys aren't gonna stop. It doesn't matter which way it goes, you guys aren't gonna stop. There's a tag in the back. There's a tag in the back. Anyway, John says hi. And Michael says, do you have... I'm going to assume that's going to say something bad if I say it out loud. Okay. And you got me, man. And you was going to get pig's feed. Let's go do that. Let's go get the pig's feed. And Kuz says, it's supposed to be more narrow in the front. It's the same on both. It's more of a circular hat. This is not angled one way or another. It is just circular. Okay, let's sneak out and let's go get some hogs feed. So where did I put my pail? I gotta get a big pail. Got two over here. We're gonna go feed the pigs. The pigs are gonna be super excited to get some good quality hogs feed. I raise the pigs in the forest so they get lots of forage, but I always give them food in the morning and the evening so that they have lots of access to food. Sorry for the noise of the generator. Like I said, I live off grid. Living off grid means I got solar panels and I got a generator. I should check the generator though. It's been running for quite a while. I wonder if I left the fuel valve stuck in the manual on position. So I should check that, but welcome to the sea can. This is where I store my hogs feed and will eventually be most of my feed storage. Right now I got some building supplies in here. So I got a big bag of hogs feed here. So scoop as much as I can, grab the shovel and shovel in the rest. Make that a full pail. Try not to get too much in my boots. I can feel it's already in there. Okay. There we go. Full pail of good quality hogs feed. Oh, there we go. Now we come out here. And hat looks good on you. I like it. Thank you. Thank you. What type of goats do you have? I have a few, a little bit. Let me tell you one second. Let me close the door. Hi, Gabby. I know you're jealous, but the hogs feed's not good for you. The hog's feed is not good for you. The reason I lock the hog's feed in the sea can is because it's not good for the goats. It's not good for the pigs. A little bit won't hurt them, but it's not good for them. Hey, just a little too. Stop leaning on the fence over here, girl. Okay. Okay. Let's go give these pigs a treat. And while we do that, I'll talk about goats. I primarily specialize in dairy goats. So I have some mini Nubians, super creamy milk, really good milk. So mini Nubians, and then Alpine Toggenburgs. Alpine Toggenburgs, low butterfat content, but high quality and quantity. You end up with like 2 to 3 liters a day off of them. The other goats are 1 to 2 liters a day. I also have some pygmy goats. Pygmy goats are traditionally raised for meat. They give a low milk yield and but a high fat content. I'm switching out of doing the pygmy goats because the goats are my buddies and I feel bad when I have to eat them. So I'm switching out of doing any meat goats, switching fully into dairy. I actually sold my meat buck, my breeding buck, replaced him with a dairy buck. And so, yeah, that's my goats. I have one that's mini Nubian mixed by fainter, but she never faints. Hi guys. Hi pigs. Hello. I gave you guys your water earlier, but now it's time for food. So let's stand you guys up. And okay, pigs, like always, thank you for not eating me today. I appreciate you guys choosing not to chew my kneecaps. Here's some feed. I appreciate my pigs not cannibalizing me. And the rest goes to Jason, the boar. Pigs are another one of those massive animals that you just absolutely have to respect. Beautiful animals, super healthy looking pigs, but they're about 230 pounds and there's 7 of them in there. So you do have to watch out. And thank you for answering. I had pygmy goats. Love the pygmies. I just prefer the milk breeds. And wear muck boots and you won't have a problem. Lori said, I am interested in the animals, not his hat. That's right, guys. Keep it about the animals. Honestly, I wore the hat because I was wearing a baseball cap all day. I was wearing a baseball cap and I've got this crazy part in my hair right now. And I just thought that I looked a little too wild. So we put on the hat. Okay. Now we got to give Jason his food. Jason, how are you, pig? Hi, JJ. You want some food? Jason, I'm gonna throw it. I'm gonna chuck it. We're going far. Let's go long, buddy. Go long. Good boy. Good boy, Jason. What a stud. I'm gonna flip the camera around so we can see Jason and I can see you guys. Does carrying a full bucket of feed make your back hurt? It makes mine hurt thinking about it. So now that I'm like post spinal surgery, I do have to be careful with my back. It's not too bad. I've been hitting the gym a lot again, so we're building those muscles. I just have to be careful about it. But otherwise, it's not too bad. It's not too bad. I'm worse in the mornings. You know, what's weird. Before my disc ruptured there on me. Let me just try to sit you guys in a way that we can talk. Sorry, the ground is very uneven here, and I'm trying not to drop the camera into the electric fence. There, that's not bad. We'll come to this side. So before my back blew out on me, I slept like a baby. My back hurt all the time during the day, but when I went and lied in bed, all the pain released and I slept like a baby. Best sleeps ever. So I was able to manage. I was able to tolerate it. I knew that even though I'd have a hard day, my nights were going to be fine. I was going to be able to sleep and rest and recharge. Now my days are a lot better. I always hurt, but my days are a lot better. My nights are awful. My back hurts so bad when I'm sleeping. So I toss and turn. I have to keep a pillow between my legs while I'm sleeping. Otherwise my back just starts locking up on me. So when I'm actually standing and moving, my back is a lot looser. When I'm lying down, it's rough. It just flipped on me. Same bed, nothing changed there. It was just, I've got a lot less disc material on the one side of my back. And so whatever reason, when I'm lying down, it just pinches. And the hat works. That looks great. Looking pig name, Jason. This is Jason. I've got my 2 females that I'm keeping are Jessie and Violet. And then this is Jason. We're going to be breeding them, so we have lots of pigs. And he backed up and understood. Smart pig. They are smart animals. Connie says, go swim back. Do swim for back. I do for mine. I don't know what you mean. You're going to have to try again. I don't know what that means. And did I miss any other important questions? I saw InfoWars is back, and Mark had said, Kuz, show us your hat and ship him one if you think yours is better. And Kay had said, yeah, I wish they'd hush about his hat. Think he looks great. I have to stay elevated to sleep with my spine. I don't know if I really try sleeping elevated much. I usually have a body pillow and one between my legs. That's like the best position I find. It's just, I found it odd how before my back blew out, sleeping was my happy place. Now it's the other way around. It's probably better this way. It's probably better just to, I kind of dread going to sleep. So the mornings, where I was going with all this, when I haul the pig's feed in the morning, my back hurts because from sleeping, everything's still stiff. But the evenings, I'm rock solid in the evenings. And get a pool or swim in the water. Okay, I try to keep a bunch of water pooled up here. So whenever I refresh their water, I dump it so that they have a little bit of a cool off area. You're gonna see another one over here. So I do try to dump their water and create little ponds for them. There's another one I just dumped over here. So I try to make them little mud bath spots. I don't give them access to the lake over here because I feel like I'll never get them back. And she means swimming in low impact. Are you talking about the pigs or me? Were you talking about giving the pigs an area to swim or me an area to swim? She means swimming for the easy back. I think I'm confused. And don't swim in that water. No. Sorry, I thought she was talking about give the pigs an area to swim. Water is for you to swim in. Okay, I do have the lake here. I don't get in enough. I'm a wimp. Even when it's like plus 40 degrees Celsius out here, so like 95 Fahrenheit, I still have a hard time going in the water. I like to think it's because I've got low body fat and my body wants to stay warm, and I go in survival mode and my body says, get out. It takes me so long. I have to fully dive into the water. I can't walk in. Everything in my body says, get out of the water. I can swim. Don't get me wrong. I know how to swim. I swim all the time, but I don't really enjoy it. We're going to go put the ducks away. We're starting to lose sun, guys. We're starting to get a beautiful sunset over there. So we got to get the rest of the chores buttoned off. And get a hot tub and float. One of the hard things about being off grid is that you have a limited water supply. Our well is very good. And I could always pump from the lake. I could always pump it up from the lake. But I try to be so conservative with my water. Probably more than I need to be. I almost never run out, but when I do, it sucks. Let's go turn that well pump off. I left this pump on, so I should turn it off. An old school spigot. Just gotta push down to release the pressure. Okay, let's go get those ducks away. And waterbed and heat it? You know what? That doesn't sound so bad. Why did waterbeds go out of fashion? When I was younger, everyone wanted a waterbed. That was like all the rage. Was it too many times people flooding their house? I feel like too many people flooded their house. Hi guys, hello Georgia, hi sweetheart. Hi, hello everyone, hi babies. Hello Denna, hi Vanellope. Vast, my boy, Mimi. All the goats are being so lovely. I think they think I have more treats. Hi Vanellope, hi. Hello Denna, hi Georgia. Oh boy, Mimi's peeing. Okay. There we go. We are back. I do want to put the ducks away, but every time I come up to this beautiful animal, don't chew my fingers. Every time I see this beautiful animal, we got to stop and say hello, give her some head pets. She is just a lovely, lovely animal. Super healthy. She's a good weight right now. You've got to watch with them because they can overeat. So I keep her in my smaller pasture with my goats. They keep the grass grazed a little lower. Just so she doesn't overeat. I don't put her out in the bigger fields with the cows because she can get diabetes. She can get too big, too much sweet grass. But she's a little sweetheart here. And let's see, Darlene, she means you. Yes, sorry, I was really behind on this. And Kayla had said save on groceries. I think I missed the first part of that, Kay. About saving on groceries. And I need some goats just to make happy and make my HOA angry. Mark O'Connor said, yeah, technology's phased out. Hot tubs, I had one. Hot tubs or water beds? Hey, girl. Hello, hey. Hi, are you being a little camera shy? Hi, does it freak you out when you see yourself on camera? It's okay, it's okay. It's okay, girl. Let's go button up these ducks. We're gonna go put these ducks away. Oh, the goats are coming running. Hi, goats. I mean, sheep. Sheep. What animal are you? And Faye chased them away. Okay. Let's go put these ducks away. Guys, it's been a fantastic chat. You guys have been amazing. I feel like this live stream, we're gonna probably push what? What are we gonna push? 7,000 views on this one? I appreciate you guys. Thank you. We might even be more than that. At one point, I saw 100 people here, and the 40 of you who are sticking around, thank you. Mary, how you doing, Mary? Marilee? How you doing, Marilee? And Mark said, I meant waterbeds. And Kay had said a symbol in, and Mosley says, bye. See you later, Mosley. I'm gonna close up this side of the duck door, but then we're gonna go to the other side so I can show you the ducks. Let me show you the ducks. Just close up this door. And then let me go to this side. I built this log cabin 2 years ago now. Pretty sweet build. I did it just for the fun because I wanted to build a little log cabin, and I thought, you know what? I can make that for the ducks. And it's a pretty awesome A-frame build. So here it is. I need to do a little more stain on it from animals rubbing on it. The door here, the goats put that marking in the door immediately after I stained it, and I just never got around to giving another coat. But here are the ducks. That's the fly. So here are my ducks. Hi, ducks. Hello. Do I have any eggs in here, or do we already collect them all? It looks like we already collected them all. So yeah, here are my ducks. They are the white ones are Pekin ducks, and then I've got some Anconas in there. A little bit of a mix. Kay said, my bedtime, good night. Take care, Kay. Thank you for joining. Bambulo said, enjoyed the chat. Thank you. And Lee says, be careful around pigs. No worries. We are always careful. We are always careful. I've got some chickens up on the roof that I kind of should try to collect, but it's always a journey to try to collect these guys. And maybe that's entertainment. So let me show you guys me trying to pick these guys up without getting pecked alive. I want to put these guys away for the night, but it's not gonna, I'm scared of chickens. I'm also scared of getting pooped on. I'm too gentle with them. Come on, guys. Oh, don't peck me. Don't peck me. Don't peck me. Come on. I know I don't want to be mean to you. I don't want to be mean to you. I don't want to be mean to you. Okay, yep. Okay. There. This is a chicken. If you guys have never seen, they're like little dinosaurs. This is a chicken. Look at their ravenous claws. Yeah, let's put them in with the other chickens. I know it might seem mean picking them off their roost, but I want to put them in their enclosure. I'm trying to get them retrained to going in here because sooner or later winter is coming, and I don't want them living outside with the coyotes and foxes. So this is a nice little build. Me and my father-in-law did. He did actually most of the labor on this one for me when my back was bad. In you go. I'll show you guys inside of here. It's a 2-part chicken build. So there's this side in here, got water and food here. Some chickens chilling in here. And then there's the other side, which is all screened in. So this side here is a screened in, more easily vented. So if they get too hot, they can come in this area. And then in the winter, there's an insulated door I can close up on the really cold days. And Melanie says, hi, Melanie from Vancouver, Washington. There's a Vancouver, Washington. Yeah, I collected one chicken and I don't feel brave enough to try to get up on the roof for the other ones. And Mark said, I failed with the hummingbird feeders. It makes them angry. Screen door open. Now I got a needy hummingbird flying around my living room. That's wild. I started building this building for my quail, my son's quail. But we were planning on getting more, and we just haven't. And so we're thinking about, instead of doing more quail, we have a handful of quail, but I started building this building really big. So now we're almost leaning towards getting a couple turkeys, and then I can finish this building, and then make a couple turkeys. Get a couple turkeys. You know, it's been a long day. It's been a long day. Okay, let me sneak out of here so we can see Georgia again. Hi, Georgia. And FYI, Peking ducks is called Peking. Okay, I always get it wrong. I will try harder. Peking ducks. And Bill Lopez says, good luck getting that hummingbird out of your house. Sandrital Preciosus says hi. Hi, Sandry. And Mark says, I lived in Vancouver, Washington for 10 years. Hello, girl. Hello. And need to put some sheet insulation inside on your building. Yeah, the chicken house is fully insulated. The duck one isn't, but the duck one, what I do is in the winter, I put straw bales all along the inside walls. The ducks actually need a little more airflow than the chickens. So it's kind of a catch-22. The ducks do very well in the cold weather. As long as they're not getting a breeze or snow on them, they do very, very well in the winter. They need a lot of airflow because they're always eating wet food, drinking lots of water. And so if you fully insulate a duck house, that moisture sticks to the walls, drips on them, and will give them frostbite. So for ducks, you need more ventilation. Chickens, you still need ventilation for chickens, but more insulation. Got to keep it warmer. I always put heat pads in both buildings, so they always have access to heat. I've got these like big ceramic pads. They're much safer than the light bulbs, and so I put those in all my coops. So I put them in this section of the barn for the baby goats and rabbits, and then I put them in the chicken coop and in the duck house. So they always have access to lots of heat. And George had said, I'm talking about vineland siding, keeping it from rotting. Yeah, okay. The outside of the chicken house, I do need to do some siding. But what I'm planning, I have a sawmill and I have a lot of cedar on the property. I'll probably not get to it this year. I should put some vapor barrier on it, or moisture barrier, whatever, moisture barrier. But I plan to mill my own cedar siding and make it all log style. I might even just use the cutoff end so it looks like a log cabin to match the duck house. The duck house is out of full logs, but now that I have the sawmill, I can just rip off the slabs and use that. Hi, Vanellope. Okay, Vanellope, hi. Hello, girl. Hello, Vanellope. This is Vanellope, not to be confused with Penelope. Hello, she's a little sweetheart. Every once in a while, you get a goat like this that thinks it's more dog than goat. She's a little sweetheart. Yes, you are. Guys, we're going to stick around for 7 more minutes. I'm going to go for the full hour and a half, but I didn't bring a light with me, and we're starting to lose sunlight. So if there's any questions or any concerns or anything you guys want to see, now's the time. Now's the time. We do have the sun setting. Let's go more that way so we got a beautiful background behind us with that sun setting in the background as it gets darker and darker out here. So this girl here, Vanellope, is a mini Nubian mixed with pygmy. So daddy was a pygmy goat, mama was a mini Nubian. So that is her. She's got some awesome coloring. Like I like from the Nubian goats that facial patterning they get. Looks very, looks very like antelope to me. Looks pretty cool. Looks pretty cool. I'll set her down because I feel like she doesn't want to be held anymore. And does the donkey fight with anyone? No, she's good. She's going way back there right now. When I put the treats out, when I put the food out, she doesn't, I wouldn't say she fights, but she does paw at people. So she does establish her territory. She tries to keep them away. Actually, my wife already fixed that, so I can just put that there. Good. So yeah, the donkey doesn't really fight with anyone. She's never nipped anyone. She's never bit anyone. She wasn't a big fan of the cows because the cows would kind of shove her out of the way. But now that the cows are in their summer field, the donkey she's kind of the queen of the roost. She gets her own area, gets to do what she wants. So she's very happy out here. We do talk about getting a horse. I bought a horse trailer so I can move animals around. So we do talk about one day getting a horse. The thing is, you got to get a horse. Like, we have a young family. I've got 5 sons, 5 boys, 9, 7, 5, 3, 1. And my wife, we're very busy. And so we need to find a horse that's already broke, already used to people, already used to children, something that's nicer, not too old. We've been offered free horses. People want to give away older horses, but we don't want to take on the medical bills. We don't want to deal with any bad habits. So I think we're looking at something like a 5 to 7 year old horse, something that the kids can ride around. They can ride the donkey, but something that's more traditionally rideable, something my wife could ride. But we're not jumping into it. I want to build the second barn first. So once I have the second barn, I can have a dedicated equine area. At that point, it probably makes more sense to do it then. So maybe next year. And Randy had said, hi, Randy. And Kiki says, have you ever thought about taking a metal detector to the big field? Find some gold? Honestly, we find so much crazy metal. My kids they just dug up the other day, like 9 horseshoes, like actual horseshoes, a big cast iron door for a wood stove. And the wood stove, when I Google searched the company, dates back to around 1850 to 1920. They found one leg of the wood stove. So that old wood stove is definitely buried in here somewhere. Found a bunch of metal spikes, things like that. I wish that when you picked up an item, you could see its history. Like, I wish you could have some sort of psychic ability to hold an item and then go back in time. How did this get here? What was here before? When I've talked to other neighbors to try to get a glimpse at the past of this property, I've been told there was at least 4 or 5 different cabins on this property at one point. I know where one of them was, no idea where any of the other ones were. And it would just be so cool to see the history. We have barbed wire running through the forest. I've pulled so much barbed wire out of the forest, but it grows right through the middle of trees. It goes down, up, over. It's awful. But as I move the pigs through the forest, they uncover it, and then I go in with wire snippers and cut out whatever's they expose, pull it out of there. But I wish you could see the history of a land by feeling an object. It would be so cool. That would be a superpower that I would want for homesteading. It wouldn't help me really in maybe a little bit in crime. Hello, Sally. Hi, beautiful. Hi, Sally. Hi, good girl. Hi. This is Sally. I got to be a little more timid with her. She doesn't want me to be as loud and boisterous. She's a sweetheart. And Darlene said, how's your vegetable gardens doing? We got a decent amount of vegetables, but the goats ate a lot of it. They got out one day when I was at work and they devoured so much of the garden. My wife literally had just planted a dozen raspberry bushes, and the same day the goats ate every single one of them. So yeah, I need to fence it all in. I've got an apple orchard that is fenced in, but I need to fence in that whole area. I just didn't get around to it this year. I got to mill a lot of lumber and then build a fence. So we got the groundwork going. We're getting started. We got a load of soil in there. But next year, I guess I'll have to go harder. We're going to have lots of pumpkins and stuff. They did not touch the pumpkins at all. We got a lot of zucchini. We got some radishes, but they ate probably 20% of the radishes. So, but yeah, we're working on it. We're working on it. Will you ever get a llama? What's the main purpose of a llama? Is the main purpose of a llama just for the wool? Right now I have the sheep. Right now I have 2 sheep. Hello, girl. Hi, sweetheart. Here, let's... Oh, she doesn't want to see herself. I was lowering her down to show her herself, and she went for the water instead. So I've got the 2 sheep. Maybe what's better, if I face this way? The barn is less pretty, but the sun is better. The lighting is better. But yeah, give me the main reason why I should get a llama, and maybe I'll consider it. And Mark O'Connor said, Nubian goats are my favorite sweet animals and the cutest babies. They make some really nice animals. I wasn't sure if I was going to like the goats when we were first talking about it. Now we're up to 16, so I think that says a thing or two about that animal. And Kay had said, still watching Laying Down Elevated. Was hoping to be introduced to your wife. She's done her job, give you 5 sons and help you on the farm. Kids grow fast. she might be willing to say hi. She's a little more self-conscious than I am, in the sense of like if she, hasn't had time to do her makeup or hair, she might not want to be on live stream. But I might bug her and see, because we are now at the 90 minutes. So let's see if she will give us a goodbye. If she's in her jammies, she's not going to want to come over. But we'll see if she will come say hello, and we'll end it there if we can. So let's go see if my mystery wife will say hello. Let's go see. I think I need to feed the dogs too. I gotta check. I didn't do that yet. So still a couple more things to do. But let's just go see what my wife's up to. Let's go see if we can have a grand reveal on my wife, Mariah. Hi. The crowd is wondering if you'll say hi to them. I know, you're beautiful though. Come say hi. You can do it. I believe in you. Come say hi. A quick hello. A quick hello. I will give you a second. I'll meet you. Just poke your head out the door when you're ready to say hi. I want to go feed the dogs. You guys are going to get a hello. You're going to get a hello. Just let me go grab some dog food, and then you guys get to see my wife. She is beautiful, but you know how it can get. It's like me. I put the cowboy hat on because my hair was crazy today from wearing a baseball cap all day. I think we all, if you're going to put yourself out in the world, you want to look your best. I mean, I did my makeup, put my eyeliner on. I, put on the fake beard. I made sure that you guys could see, make it really look like a farmer. I had to glue on all the hair before we went live. Let me grab some dog food, guys, and then we're going to go see my wife. It's a grand reveal. Is she real? Is she a real person? I don't know. Let me just grab some dog food. Dog food. Okay, I got the dog food. And let's go top up their dishes, and then we'll go see my wife. I'm sorry, I'm showing you guys nothing. I know, donkey, I know. Okay, we're back. Let's go give the dog food and then say hello to my wife. And I'll read the chat once I stop walking. Now that the light is getting worse, it's harder to read the chat while walking because the screen isn't as bright. So, there she is.
Hi. Hello.
Here's my wife.
Hi.
Feel free to read the chat for a second. She's a little more shy than I am.
I don't have my glasses on, so I have to push my face right into it if I want to read it.
Okay,
oh
wait,
boy.
I'll read the chat. Tell them one thing about you.
Oh, sorry, you're talking to me.
That's you.
This is why I don't come on here. I'm super awkward on camera, and I can see myself, and it's weird. One thing about me.
Yeah.
See, I'm nervous.
Okay.
I can't talk.
You grew up liking to
Canoe. I love canoeing. And what's really interesting is that not all of my children love canoeing, which was an interesting adjustment because I just assumed they would all love canoeing, and they don't.
I think they will when they get bigger and more independent and can enjoy it.
Maybe, but like
more.
some people like love it, and like some of our boys absolutely adore it, and others don't, but they still like do it.
I think they'll like the canoeing more too when we go exploring more of the islands and we make more destinations. I think here. I'm back. I think that our kids, let me just adjust brightness. Okay, we're already bright.
Oh, hi guys.
I think the kids will enjoy canoeing more when it's not just go out for a paddle without fishing.
Oh, that's the problem. The one kid who doesn't love it is because
Just wants to fish.
He only wants to fish.
But it's hard not to tangle lines and go fast enough or slow enough.
I'm not a fisher person. He loves to fish. That's his thing. So if I'm loading all the kids up in the canoe, I really don't want to be managing fishing hooks.
And
at the same time.
some of the chat says, "You're so pretty, Mrs. Girl, and you're awesome. You're beautiful, and canoeing is dope, and the cutest couple." And she wants you to read the chat. I'm here, Scott. I got you. I know. I used to also be blind, although I could read close up better than she could. 1 second. Let's turn some light on for a second while we're chatting. However,
she wants you to read the chat.
Yes, I went and got laser eye surgery about 3 years ago. There's a lot of risks involved. It went perfectly for me. I have superb vision. Might be not worth the risk for her to do it. She's got to take care of all the kids. I can't have her going blind. And you are gorgeous, and you
You're
have a
very
great
sweet.
husband.
I do have a great husband. That is accurate.
Well, guys, I gave you guys the gift of seeing my wife. She's real. I'm not pretending. I'm not pretending when I say I have a wife. But
I have to say, before you keep going, you have to understand it's very weird for me to do it because that's why I keep looking at him. I am looking at myself talk. It's a very weird.
It's a little more
thing.
natural when you can read the chat. If you had your
Instead of
glasses
just looking at yourself talking.
Yeah, because I'm looking down at the chat, or when we're talking, I'm looking at the animals. I'm talking about the puppies, all that fun stuff. So it's a little more natural for me. And OMG, yay, some people have dry eyes after LASIK. Bless y'all. Yeah, there are some serious risks for it. If you guys want to learn more about LASIK, I made a video about it. I do have a long form video about it.
Watch. You can check that out here.
And
Just
Scott
kidding.
says, reminder that you should look at the camera lens.
Ah,
look at the blue,
the
look at the green dot. Blue. Look at the green dot. But we are going to pick up a puppy. Hi, Juniper. Hi, Juniper. Oh, Juniper. And we're gonna we're gonna end the live stream with a puppy kiss. Thank you guys for joining us. I appreciate you guys. And until next time, we will talk again. Take care, everyone. Thank you for joining. I appreciate all of your support.
Bye.